Good evening and welcome to Edison's Virtual College Fair. I'm John, your facilitator for the evening. Remember, during this time, your camera microphone is off, so you cannot talk with us at all through that format. Please use the Q&A button to communicate with the counselors through this evening to kind of share any kind of questions that you may have about their institutions. And also don't forget that after these sessions are complete, you can see recordings and view these later on and find out information from different schools around as well. So that's all the housekeeping things I need to cover for the evening. I'm turning things over now to our college reps. And first, we're going to have up for the evening, the University of Alabama.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Paul. I am the regional admissions recruiter for Central New Jersey from the University of Alabama. The University of Alabama campus that I work for is located in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, which is a small size city. It's about 100,000 people total. And then on game day, the population will double. It's a really great place to attend college, quintessential college city, lots of great entertainment, nightlife, great restaurants. One of my favorite things about Tuscaloosa are the natural resources, specifically the Black Warrior River runs through Tuscaloosa. It runs on the north end of our campus. So if you like to do outdoor activities like kayaking and crew, it's a really great resource. Tuscaloosa also has a very vibrant Riverwalk promenade with great stores and restaurants. So it's really beautiful and a really great place to attend for undergraduate studies. The total population in Tuscaloosa undergraduate enrollment is 33,000. With that, about 55% of our students come from out of state. So for out of state students, it's a really great environment. I think it's really helpful having students coming from all 50 states, helps students overcome homesickness, feeling alienated. And I think that there's a lot of common bonds and ultimately friendships formed because of that. You can see that New Jersey is in our top 10 of states that send students to Alabama. Another advantage of having students coming from all over the country means that after graduation, our alumni are moving and living all over the country. So in terms of networking, both socially and for professional development, there's a huge advantage to that. You give the Roll Tide all over the country, you're gonna get that Roll Tide back. And I think it's really gonna help you with your career and educational goals. In Tuscaloosa, we have 76 undergraduate majors, and with minors and concentrations, you're looking at about 200 degree possibilities. University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa is also an R1 research university. This means that we have the highest collegiate level of activity, of research activity on our campus. So we have tons of undergraduate research opportunities, both in our honors college and for our general student population. Even if you're not going to be doing research as a professional, we do encourage all of our undergraduates to participate in this process. Campus life is very active and vibrant. I think this is a big reason why students want to come to the University of Alabama. If you are interested in Greek life, we do have the largest Greek life system in the country. We also have over 650 student organizations on campus. We are Division I for athletics, but we also do have club sports. So if you're not playing Division I, you still have an opportunity to be on formal teams, to travel and compete against other universities. We also have academic organizations, which are great for experiential learning opportunities, lots of social organizations as well. Really want to provide you a format to find a smaller community and carve your own niche while you're in Tuscaloosa and then beyond after graduation. We guarantee housing for all incoming first year students. We have 3-style residence halls that you see here. After first year, the majority of our students will live off campus in Tuscaloosa. A big reason for this is the affordability to live in Tuscaloosa. And also because of this, with so many students off campus, Tuscaloosa has really become an extension of our campus. These are some notable alumni. I wanted to share this with you because our alumni are coming from diverse backgrounds and pursuing a lot of different interests on campus. And hopefully someday you'll have a chance to become a legend as well. We do offer automatic merit scholarships. If you have the GPA and the test scores that are listed on this slide, then you would automatically receive a merit scholarship. You can also apply test optional to the university. If you do decide to apply test optional, you just indicate that on your application. We're going to be reviewing your official transcript, and there are also questions about student experience. So we are holistic in our review. Also, if you apply test optional, you can still submit a test score even after you've been admitted to qualify for the automatic scholarship. We also offer competitive scholarships. This is a large pool of scholarships available to students who are admitted by January 15th. There is no separate application for competitive scholarships, and we will review the same criteria for admissions, which will be your official high school transcript and the student experience questions, short answer questions that are on our application. University of Alabama is also on the Common App, so you can apply through the Common App, and you can also apply through our website. This is my information. If you want to set up a campus visit, we do tours Monday through Friday. We have a guided campus tour available. I also help schedule in-depth visits. An in-depth visit would include a guided tour, but also an opportunity to do academic facility tours, meet with advisors while you're on campus, do for fraternity and sorority life tours, have lunch with a current student, and learn more about all the opportunities on campus. If you want to set up a visit, send me an email. Let me know what your interests are and when you're coming down, and I will take care of that. If you want to visit over the summer, we do also offer those visits Monday through Friday. If you want to set up an in-depth visit, please give me at least 2 weeks notice so I can ensure that we have availability. Thank you all so much for your time tonight. Please reach out if you have any questions. And as we say in Tuscaloosa, roll tide.
Thank you so much, University of Alabama. Next, we'll have University of Cincinnati.
All right. That up. All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Erin Stahl-Kiefer, and I am the Regional Enrollment Coordinator for the Northeast for University of Cincinnati. So I'm the one that is responsible for New Jersey, and I'm also a fellow Jersey girl. I was born and raised there, so I have a big appreciation for the state. So getting right into University of Cincinnati, since we don't have too much time, University of Cincinnati is located in Cincinnati, Ohio. We are a large public Tier 1 research institution. We have over 46,000 students total enrollment. That includes undergrad, graduate, all three of our campuses. We have the Claremont campus, the Blue Ash campus, which are our regional campuses, and then our Uptown campus, which is the main campus where students from out of state are typically applying. On the Uptown campus, we have about 27,000 undergraduate students total. And then you can also see about 4.3% of our student population is international, just over 18% coming from out of state, and 24% are identifying as racial and ethnic minority students. So with a large institution means a lot of different opportunities. We have over 350 academic programs to choose from. This includes majors, minors, certificate programs. We have 13 different academic colleges that our university is made up of. So there's a lot to choose from. We have a 19:1 student to faculty ratio as well. So even though we are a large institution, there is a smaller classroom setting feel to many, and really the majority of our classes. About 70% of our courses have 40 students or fewer in them, and only about 3 to 4% of the courses have over 100 students in them. Our exploratory studies program, I just want to highlight, because that's, if you're not really sure what you want to study, that was what we sort of refer to as our undecided major. So exploratory studies has a dedicated center and staff that works with you to try to figure out what it is that you do like, what it is that you don't like, and try to pinpoint what maybe career path you're headed on, what major fits those goals, and to help you transition to that program within the University of Cincinnati as well. We do have a university honors program. That program is not course specific, but more experience-based. So we're looking for students who want to take advantage of many different kind of outreach and other experiential learning opportunities through the honors program. And of course, many different learning resources available, including tutoring spaces. We have a lot of different student resources for our students, for whether it's academic support, identity-based organizations, and centers for students to find their niche on campus as well. So the Bearcat Promise, is really our commitment to students that when you come to University of Cincinnati, that we are telling you you are going to graduate with not only a degree in one hand, but a career path in the other. So throughout your time at UC, we will work with you, faculty, staff, to make sure that you have a resume building experience, that you have an idea of what it is that you want to do when you graduate, and to have the trajectory for post-graduation to be successful in whatever it is that you decide you want to do. And part of how we do that is through our experience-based learning opportunities. So 100% of our students, all of our students participate in some form of experiential learning during their time at UC. We actually invented co-op or cooperative education in 1906. So we're very committed to students not only learning in the classroom, but taking what they're learning in the classroom and applying that to outside in the real world, not only to build their resume and network, but also to make sure that that is exactly what they want to do when they graduate from UC. And this can look in different capacities. It could be at clinical rotations if you're in nursing or medical sciences programs. It could be through artistic performances if you're part of our College Conservatory of Music. It could be many different co-ops or internships, service learning, study abroad. So there's a lot of avenues that you can take to get that experiential learning and help build that resume. So community is really important to us at UC. We have over 500 student organizations and clubs that you can become a part of. These really range from, learning communities within your majors and your academic programs to intramural and club sports. We also have Division I athletics, and we're actually joining the Big 12 in the next couple of years. So we're really excited about that. We have Greek life as well on campus, but it's not a campus where you have to be a part of Greek life to feel like you fit in or belong. And then many other organizations that you can become a part of within UC to find that community that best fits your needs. The city of Cincinnati is also really important. So what's really great about Cincinnati is that we have our campus, which is really defined, where it starts and stops. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes to walk from one end to the other. You don't need a shuttle to get around on campus. There is one, but you don't need one. It's great. And then you can, tons of green space and everything, but then we're also 2 miles from downtown Cincinnati. So you get the best of both worlds. You have a traditional college campus with the benefit of being near a city. So we have 400 Fortune 500 companies located within the city of Cincinnati, which is really great for those experiential learning opportunities. We have been ranked, the city of Cincinnati has been ranked as one of the top 25 cities for young people to live and work in, and one of the top 5 most affordable cities, which is something really important to consider when you're thinking about going out to eat with your friends or going to the movies and experiencing the cities that you're part of. So in order to apply to UC, we are Common App exclusive. So we're on the Common Application. We are test optional for fall 2022, and we are waiting very impatiently to hear what's going to happen for fall 2023. So stay tuned with me. Hopefully that will remain test optional. But for right now, we do need transcripts, test scores, and then for test scores optional, but might need them. And then letters of recommendation are also optional. And March 1st is our deadline for right now, but December 1st is the deadline for our early action if you're applying for the fall semester. And that is it for me. My contact info is there, and I'll also drop it in the chat in case you have any follow-up questions. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, University of Cincinnati. Next, we'll have Rutgers University, New Brunswick.
Hello, everybody. So my name is Alyssa Felinino, and I'm here from Rutgers University at our New Brunswick campus. I went to Cerebral High School and I graduated from Rutgers myself in 2015. And one of the things that has been really eye-opening for me and not so surprising is that I've come to find out since working here that Rutgers is really known all around the world. And I think coming from New Jersey and coming from a high school in New Jersey, we take that for granted sometimes. So let's go into all the possibilities that Rutgers has to offer. So we are constantly growing and evolving, even from the time that I graduated in 2015. And I think the thing about going to a big school like Rutgers is that there really are just a large amount of opportunities for our students in the classroom with our over 100 undergraduate majors that we have, many of them which are really highly ranked. Our on-campus involvement with over 750 different clubs and activities, and also the opportunities that are there for students after you graduate. which, you can learn about through our career services, the resources around our career and exploration services, and also with our massive alumni network that we have. So here's where we're located in New Jersey, which, if you're from Edison High School, you're also probably located right in that circle that says New Brunswick. We are a really great distance from all of the major metropolitan cities like Philadelphia and New York, and we also have a train station right on our campus in New Brunswick. So not only can you get anywhere from our campus, but you can also get to our campus very easily. And at Rutgers, we are broken up into 5 different smaller campuses. They cater to different interests, and it gives us a little bit of a smaller feel instead of just being one big, massive campus. So each of these neighborhood campuses that we have has special amenities. So depending on where you choose to live in New Brunswick or Piscataway, you will always have a gym, academic buildings, residence halls, a dining hall, a health center. So there's a lot of different ones to choose from. It's just, it's not just one campus with one dining hall and one library. We have those located on each part of our campus. And if you ever had the opportunity to be on campus, you may know that the way that Rutgers students get around is by our free bus system, which takes them all around to the different parts of campus. And it is free for Rutgers students. And if you haven't gotten a chance to be on campus, or at least not officially, we're now offering in-person tours throughout the week to students and to families. And not only are we diverse in our large student campus environment, but we also are the most diverse school within the Big Ten Conference, with students coming to us from over 110 different countries all around the world. We have over 750 different clubs and organizations, as I mentioned. We have 24 NCAA Division I sports. We have Greek life, and different volunteer opportunities as well. So there's a ton to get involved in outside of the classroom. So if you have looked at our application, or if we're going to be planning to look at our application, these are going to be the 7 first-year schools that you see within the application. And students get to apply into either 1, 2, or 3 of these first-year academic schools. And we admit students into these schools. Overall, we don't admit students into their specific major or program. And I say that with the exception of our Mason Gross School of the Arts, because there is a talent piece that needs to go into that. So submitting a portfolio, going in for a dance or theater audition. So of course we need to know what your major is going to be. And then also in the nursing school, your major is going to be nursing, and then the same thing in pharmacy as well. But all the other ones we admit into that overall academic school. So how to apply? We have our own Rutgers application on our website, and we're also a part of the Coalition application. So at this time, we are not on the Common App. We have a self-reported academic record that students need to complete. This is in lieu of your transcript. So this is where you will go on, type in all of the courses and grades you've gotten from grade 9 to grade 12. And then if you are admitted and choose to enroll, this is when we will ask for your actual transcript. We are test optional again for this year and then the next year for SAT or ACT scores. So if you do not choose to send those, you will not be held at a disadvantage. If you are going to be transferring, or if you've done any dual enrollment programs with a local community college or just a college in the area, we will also see that work once you are done with your high school program. There is a $70 application fee, and I can send some information in the chat on some direct links, but our due dates are the same every single year. So November 1st is our early action deadline. This is a non-binding deadline. If you're in your senior year, you have all your stuff together, you want to submit by November 1st, then you are guaranteed an admissions decision from us by the end of January. If you submit your application and materials by December 1st, you are guaranteed an admissions decision by the end of February. So it's a month's difference. And if you submit after that, our application is still open. You will just not be considered for any of the merit academic scholarships that we have. So that's why those deadlines are very important. And if you have any questions, I will also, like I said, send some things in the chat, like my email address and some links. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Rutgers University. Now we'll have San Diego State University.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Danielle Togli with San Diego State University. Thanks so much for having me. You'll probably find that some of the things that I share tonight are similar to my colleagues in that SDSU is a very large institution. The university has and boasts a little over 34,000 undergraduate students. That is comprised of the population that can obviously seek undergraduate degree choices. About 203 majors in total between an undergraduate, graduate, and doctoral program offering at the university. So we have a lot of diversity in terms of our population and as well our choice of major. We do have a school of undeclared, and I almost always mention it, as high school could be somewhat limiting in subject material. And with 203 options, that can seem overwhelming. So we do want to be sure that you can apply undeclared and move around the undergraduate opportunities very easily to help you to choose a major. It's a very hands-on institution. So as Erin mentioned, that hands-on opportunity, right? Service learning curriculum, cooperative education, internship, perhaps for some students, the ability to get into a lab and to work with hands-on with a faculty member, perhaps a study abroad opportunity. All of those outside experiential learning opportunities are a great way for students to determine a major sometimes, and then obviously to focus on that major and be sure that in 4 years from now, right, they want to graduate with an accounting degree. We are the #1 study abroad center in California. So we're anxious for the opportunities of our students to be abroad once again. And as I mentioned, a pretty diverse place across the board. We are a growing population in New York and New Jersey, the areas that I travel to and live in. I'm a New Jersey resident, born and raised, proud New Jersey resident. And our populations are just growing outside of the state of California. But we are a California State University, and therefore we do serve the population. We are part of the California State University application process as well. And that application process is one of 23 campuses with an application deadline very early in the academic year, November 30th. We can only, students can only apply using our application. I should mention, we are not part of the coalition application, as Alyssa mentioned, or the common application, as many of our colleagues are. So you would use the CSU application to apply to us by November 30th. As Rutgers mentioned, we are a self-reported application process. You will translate all of the information from your transcript into the application. We are also test blind for the coming fall. So there will be no testing added to the review process in admission. Save some pennies, and obviously, again, no need to send your scores. We do review applications a little bit differently. So I do suggest that you take a look at our A through G requirements if you are interested in us. We do require 1 year of visual and performing arts. And believe it or not, this is where some of my New Jersey students get stuck, because we do consider the visual and performing arts, again, art, music, dance, or theater in our review process. Please keep in mind, we also require 2 years of a consecutive foreign language. And so again, just some things that have prompted over the last year to sort of, for me to pause and have concern, as high school requirements, right, from New Jersey are not admission criteria for SDSU. So I'm always working constantly with counselors in order to be sure that our students have the best opportunities and can meet, obviously, these A through G requirements. We are located, obviously, in San Diego, and I do want to mention that the campus itself is very, very easy to get around. A wonderful city in terms of those experiential opportunities. But I think even more so, the weather is beautiful about 360 days a year, and getting around is quite easy. So our trolley, which has a stop on the campus, allow students to gain access to San Diego, to downtown, the beaches, the mountains, the deserts, all within a few moments, which is a great opportunity. Again, not only in terms of the social aspects, but obviously in terms of getting home, right? Getting to the airport really quickly, getting to that internship, and meeting friends, obviously, in the area. In terms of financial aid, our cost is quite, I think for most students is quite effective. We cost a little over $40,000 for the academic year, again, for tuition and fees for an out-of-state student. We have over 700 scholarships that students can apply to through our portal. And as well, of course, we would suggest the FAFSA form if you are a student that is coming to us from the country. We have family engagement at SDSU, which I love to boast about. We have families that volunteer for us, parents that volunteer for us, alumni across the country, actually 400,000 alumni coast to coast, including an international population, which is quite popular. So if you are the student who's coming all the way 3,000 miles from home to join us at SDSU, it's not uncommon that you would find work opportunities once again on the East Coast if you're coming back to New York. We have about 350 clubs and organizations at the university, but we do boast a very abundant Greek life. There are 40 plus Greeks on campus in terms of fraternity and sorority systems. And our associated students, just merely our student government, oversees all of these opportunities. So it's a great way for students to find their niche, to meet other students, to build relationships, and to start to network. We also are Division I athletics, but if you're not interested in D1 athletics, we have club sports and intramural sports, and we do require that our students live with us for a minimum of 2 years. We find that students who live on campus do very well academically, obviously build close relationships, perhaps have the opportunity to live with other students who share their academic interest, and do, again, very well in terms of making the transition 3,000 miles from home. Please feel free to reach out to me or any of my colleagues if you're not in the New York, New Jersey area and you're on with us tonight, but I will share my information obviously in the chat. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much, San Diego State University. Next, we're going to have Central Connecticut State University.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Francesca Testa. I am one of our assistant directors of admissions at Central Connecticut State University. So for those of you who aren't familiar with exactly where we're located, we're in New Britain, Connecticut, which is about 10 minutes south of Hartford. So from New Jersey, it's just a quick couple-hour drive. Right now, we've got just under 10,000 total undergraduate students. And as you'll see here, like some of my colleagues mentioned, we do get students from all over the world. Over 40 different countries. We have students from 32 different states. And you'll also see our diversity rate is about 36%. We are the largest of the 4 Connecticut State University schools. So I think that's something that's also really important to mention. But at the same time, we're still trying to give students that individualized experience. So you'll see here that our average class size is about 25 students, and our student to faculty ratio here is about 14:1. That is a true ratio here. So we don't have any teaching assistants. We don't have any graduate assistants teaching courses. It is going to be whoever you sign up to take that class with, that is going to be the professor that you're going to have. We're really trying to kind of build that individualized rapport with our students. We have just over 100 different academic programs, and we split them into 4 different schools. We have our School of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences, which houses our 2 largest programs, which are criminology and psychology. We have a School of Business, which is AACSB accredited. We have a School of Education and Professional Studies. Our education programs are all ACADE accredited. And we also have programs in nursing, social work, and we have a 5-year combined exercise science and athletic training program. And lastly, we have a School of Engineering, Science, and Technology. And we have some really unique programs there. We have construction management, and we're one of the only schools in New England that has that program. We also have unique programs like robotics and mechatronics. We have an aerospace-based engineering program, and we just built a brand new engineering building on campus, which is called the Applied Innovation Hub. So we definitely put a lot of money and time and resources into our students in their facilities to make sure that that experience that you have with us is going to be a great one. We have over 150 different active clubs and organizations on campus. We have everything from, social, philanthropic, academic, so lots of different things you can get involved in. And we are a Division I school as well. We have a pretty robust study abroad program. We offer 3 different options. We have a traditional study abroad, a course abroad, and our Passport to Global Citizenship program. So whether you might want to study for an entire semester abroad, or you might just want to go for maybe a week or 2 weeks, we have all of those programs available. We also have a very successful internship and co-op program at Central. And these are just a couple of the organizations and companies that we work with in terms of our placements for students. So you'll see some big names here, but we also work with a lot of local businesses, local mom and pop shops, different types of industry. So there's something for everyone at the institution. One of the best things about Central is that we actually recently just got approved to offer a discounted tuition to students who live in New York and New Jersey. So rather than paying the out-of-state price, which is about $25,000, we're offering what we refer to as NEBI. It's in-state plus 50%. So per year, you would only have to pay $14,624. So that's a total tuition and fees for the entire year. We are actually the cheapest 4-year school in Connecticut currently. We also have a room and board, of course, that you'll have to add on to that if you're not going to live local to the campus. So you'll see that's about $12,500 and change. So all in all, you're looking at about $26,500 to $27,000 for the entire year. We do also offer scholarships. We have automated merit scholarships based on the student's GPA. You don't have to apply for anything. And then we also have an honors program, which offers almost a half tuition scholarship. And that is something that you can apply for if you're interested. Our traditional financial aid model, we use the FAFSA, and that's where essentially you're going to get any of those loans, grants, or work study money that you might be eligible for, in addition to some of those academic scholarships. We are a common application school, so you can apply right on the Common App, or you can go directly onto our website. And we are a rolling admission institution, so essentially you can apply anytime and you'll receive a decision in about 7 to 14 days, and our deadline is May 1st. We require all of these documents you're going to see on the left: the application, our $50 application fee or fee waiver. We do require an official high school transcript. We don't use self-reported information. We also need your SAT and or ACT scores. You can apply test optional, but you're welcome to send them as well, or you can send them after your acceptance if you'd like us to consider them for course registration. An essay and 2 letters of recommendation. This is our overall admissions profile. So typically we're accepting students that are in that B range, about a 3.1 and higher. We use the weighted grade point average. You're also going to see up here our average SAT, if you were to send them, is a 1080. Some programs do have additional qualifications like nursing and engineering, but these are in general kind of our averages of what we're looking for. We also offer a summer program. Currently, it's just for Connecticut residents, but this is something that may open up. So definitely keep your eyes out if you're looking for any summer programs before you start college. And lastly, just really important for our students to know is that we do accept transfer credits. So whether you've done a cross-listed course while you were in high school, maybe went to a community college or did a 4-year class or an AP exam, we do accept all of these when you get ready to come to Central. And this is just some of our information right here. You'll see our website. So if you're interested in attending an in-person campus tour, we also have our virtual tour that's set up at this date. And we have our open house coming up on April 9th for any of you who might be interested. I put my information in the chat for you. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know.
All right, thank you so much, Central Connecticut. Can I have all our reps back for our final question of the evening, actually? Thank you so much. What we're going to do now is just kind of give some important advice to our lovely attendees to kind of help them along the way. And the question I have for you all is, what kind of advice would you give to someone going through the college search process? And you all can answer in the order that you all presented this evening.
So communication is very important as part of your college search process. So my advice is create a dedicated email account specifically for communication with colleges. You're going to be getting a lot of information from the different colleges that you're exploring, and it's really important to not lose that information. So if you're using a school email or a Gmail or just a personal email, you may miss out on some of those important details. So definitely set up a dedicated college email account.
I always hound into students to follow deadlines, to research those deadlines, make a list of those deadlines, put them in whatever you're going to remember, whether it's your iCalendar or whatever you guys are using these days. Put it in there and make sure you adhere to those deadlines, because it breaks my heart every year when a student asks me why they didn't get a scholarship or get considered for scholarships, and it's because they missed the deadline by 2 days or whatever it might be. And to think ahead to that, just because the deadline for an application might be on December 1st, you need to give your recommenders, your school counselors time to send us all of those materials. So give yourself, if it's December 1st, push it back like a week or two so that you are able to get all the materials into. So just follow deadlines, put them somewhere where you're going to remember, and make sure you stick to the deadlines.
So mine kind of goes really nicely after yours, Erin, because my piece of advice was to start the process early and to give yourself time. The process of applying to college is probably going to be stressful no matter what. So giving yourself, enough time, knowing those deadlines, being organized with what each university needs, as I'm sure you got from our presentation today with just 5 of us, everybody's asking for kind of different things and has different deadlines. So being organized and giving yourself enough time and starting early, I think could definitely work in your favor and alleviate some of that stress.
I think too that aside from, of course, starting early and obviously following directions and following deadlines, be true to yourself. This is a process in which we learn a lot about who we are, and that self-discovery can be wonderful. It can be disappointing at times, but we want to be sure that we're making good decisions for ourselves. This by no means, the outcomes of your college search have no bearing on who you are as a person, your self-worth. You have to try to dismiss the difficulties and really celebrate those triumphs. And I think that's really important for the parents that might be joining us tonight, right, to help their student to do that. Start early is a great idea, but where do you start? And my usual suggestion for students is not to start with the lists by names of schools, but rather by factors that are important for you. Size could be one of those, right? Location, weather, admission criteria, proximity to home, faculty advisement, opportunities to explore outside of the classroom, athletics, activities, maybe a particular activity that you've been involved in for a number of different years. And that search list, I hope if you explore, properly, can really be a great way for you to narrow down some choices, find some diamonds in the rough, I hope, and to not lead by names in which you're familiar with, but maybe by those underdogs that you'll find that really build your list and are sure to create a list for you that really is appropriate, and you'll find a great place for yourself. So good luck.
Yeah, I think actually it's great that I'm leading after Danielle because part of my advice is always to look at other aspects of an institution. So a lot of schools are going to have a major that you might be interested in, especially if you might be looking for a major similar to like psychology or communications. A lot of schools will have those majors. But one of the things that we really advocate for is if you're able to do a visit to one of those institutions. And I strongly advise students to possibly go, if you can, during the school year. You want to see what type of students go to these institutions. You want to make sure it's going to be a place where you feel comfortable, and also, that you're okay with the size, you're okay with the location. And unfortunately, one of the only ways we can truly do that is to actually visit the institutions. So if you're able to do that, that's really a piece of advice I strongly encourage. And now, even after COVID, a lot of schools have such robust virtual tour programs that it might be something that you can utilize as well. But really, again, a lot of schools will have that type of major. Make sure it's a school that you're going to feel comfortable at, and it's a school where you can see yourself fitting in, because I think for the long run, that'll give you the best opportunity for the 4 years that you'll be there.
I saw a hand go up. San Diego said, did you want to say something else? Oh, no, you're fine. Okay, good. I thought you may have had something else to add, but you're fine.
But kudos to Francesca, because we should probably mention, as we have right throughout our presentation, nothing replaces a visit. Although I think we've done a good job this year, right, guys, of offering virtual opportunities for students to really do a deeper dive in terms of the, getting to know us better.
That's a great thing as well. And definitely do visit as many campuses as you can as you continue this process. And more importantly, make sure that you do also look at the other different sessions that we had this evening that's connected with the Edison Virtual College Fair as well. When you all leave this session, there'll be a quick survey that you'll give us to help us always plan better events for the future. For all of us, thank you all for coming this evening. We appreciate your time and effort. And reps, thank you so much for giving your time as well. Everyone have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much for giving your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Have a great one.
Thank you.
All right, dinner time.
Have a great night.
It is dinner time.
Bye.
Absolutely.
It is. And my puppy needs to go outside. We're right on time. Okay. Bye.
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 Nice to meet you.
You too.